Yeah, yeah. I mean, not for me, not for us, because we.
Good morning and welcome back to my organic kitchen. I hope that you have been enjoying my classes. I first of all would like to apologize because I know there was a bit of confusion with the fact that many of you expected me yesterday, and I did write a post saying I was going to do it today. I have to admit that I was feeling a bit tired. I needed a little bit of rest, and I have so much work to catch up with that I really needed that time. So please forgive me, those of you who expected me yesterday and I didn't show up, but here I am. If you have read my post, because it looks like we're going to be spending Easter at home, there's no reason for us not to celebrate it. I think that we should make the most of the time that we are bond at home and keep bonding with our loved ones. So I'm going to be sharing the three cultures that form a household. So those of you who don't know me, I'm Spanish born. My husband is Argentinian born. We both met in Australia and married there. And my daughter is Australian. She was born in Melbourne. So I chose three traditional Easter sweets from the three cultures. And this is what we're going to do in these 3 coming weeks, starting today. So today we're going to start with Roscos Fritos, which is a very traditional Easter sweet that we make in my hometown in Cordoba, in Spain. And it's actually really close to my heart because I remember my mom making batches and batches of Roscos with my auntie and my uncle. So it's a really fond memory for me. And I'm really, really happy that I can share it with you. Next week, we're going to be making hot cross buns, which I came to know in Australia. And I'll tell you the funny story about the hot cross bun. Remind me if I forget. I'll make a note anyway. Pardon me. And the last week, I'm going to make a traditional Easter ring cake from Argentina, which it's beautiful, and it will be the centerpiece of your Easter Sunday, Easter lunch or dinner, whichever way you celebrate it. So for those of you who've got little kids, I have got this little book called The Little Book of Easter Activities that I bought years ago when my daughter was little. She's now 13. And I thought I'm going to share with you some of the activities. I particularly like the cards. So now that you've at home, it doesn't have to be only for the little kids. I think everybody will be. So I am going to put, there's two types of cards that you can make at home. I'm going to do this through my story. I'm going to do this through my stories. Okay, people have asked me to go live. So, yeah, hello, welcome. I'm really happy to see new faces today. So going back to the, Estelle, I'm just going to let you go so everybody can see. I need people to see my hands here. So it's not that I don't want you to be live with me. I would love to. Maybe when I'm cooking and you've seen everything that I've done, then we can go and we can share. Is that okay? And that's a completely new thing for me. So I sort of freaked out a little bit. That's happened in Instagram. Sorry, I'm back and forth. Anyway, there's a couple of cards that I am going to encourage you to do them at home. Write one for each member of the family, something like the Naughty Santa or the invisible friend that you do at Christmas time. You do something. You pick a person in your house. You write a card for them. And I'm going to do this through my stories. And I'm going to give you every day a new activity that you can start that you can start doing with your children. And I hope that this will help you all to start getting into the Easter spirit. And I encourage you also to decorate your house. You know, go out there and decorate your house and make it. So anyway, I'm just not going to talk anymore. I'm going to start cooking. So first, I have washed my hands thoroughly, as I always do. I'm just going to use some. I use hand sanitizer from my lovely friend Catherine from JK Naturals. She's got plenty. She can make it for you on on the spot. If you live in the Bay Area, she does free shipping. So if you can find it at the store, go, and she uses only natural products. Okay, let's start. The first thing that we're going to do, we're going to infuse some oil with a little bit of lemon and cinnamon. These are very traditional flavors from the south of Spain. So we need about 150 mils of oil, which is approximately 2/3 of a cup. So we're gonna add the oil. I sort of like doing everything with you because I feel that we're cooking together. Someone said to me the other day, after watching my video later, after the class has finished, I've got a lot of followers in Australia and they're sleeping now, so they always watch it later. And one of my followers in Australia said to me, this is so nice because it's like me being with you in the kitchen. So I thought it was, really nice. So 1 cinnamon stick. What we're going to do, we're going to infuse the oil with the flavors. And we're going to put about 2 or 3 pieces of lemon peel. So I think that should do. And we're going to put this on a medium heat. I've got an electric stove. I put it in just in the medium, and we're going to let it bubble there. We don't want it to fry. We just want to, when the bubble comes in, we're going to take it off and we're going to let it set. So it infuses all the flavors. This lemon can go here. Okay, let's get started. So while that's happening, we're going to prepare our dry ingredients. So we need 500 grams of flour, which is approximately 3 cups and 1/3 of a cup. So you can either weigh, when you're baking, this could be called baking, I really encourage you to weigh, but if you can't, then just measure. I find working with you is easier to use the cups. Oh, I'm so excited. I'm seeing a lot of new faces, but I cannot get distracted. So that was my first. If you see that I'm losing track of the numbers, please let me know. 2, 3, and now we need 1/3. Okay. Right. I'm going to get things out of the way because I've got a very small kitchen and I don't have space for everything. So for Facebook, I'm going to start showing you what I do with my hands, so you won't be seeing my face for a while. Instagrammers, because I use the phone, you can see my face and what I'm doing with my hands. Okay, with the sugar, you need about a cup, which is about 200 grams. Now, I thought it was actually quite a bit, but what did I do with my cup? I might have put it away. Okay, I've decided to use the 1 cup. If you find that it's too much, you can put less sugar, but I'm going to follow the recipe. I triggered the recipe a little bit, but I have got the recipe from a traditional cookbook that a dear friend of mine gave me as a present, as a Christmas present once that I was in Spain. And I don't want to change it too much. So I'm going to do the whole cup, but you can do less because we're going to put some sugar out in the outside of the donuts. Let's call it Roscos. Can everybody say Rosco? I know it's hard, but okay. So we've got our sugar here. Now, I don't know if you can hear, but the oil is starting to bubble. So I'm going to disconnect. I'm just going to show the Facebookers just saw it, and bear with me. This is what you want. Okay, so we're going to turn that off. I hope you didn't get too dizzy for that. I'm going to turn that off, and we're going to let it set. And we're not going to take anything out. We're going to let it further infuse the flavor. Okay, baking powder. We need 2 teaspoons of baking powder. Now I'm going to put this recipe in my blog, I promise. I know I'm behind. I haven't been writing on my blog because I am really busy. I've got my family at home, as you all do, and it's really busy. We're going to just mix this. Actually, I'm going to add a tiny little bit of salt. I ran out of salt, so this is the only one I've got until I go back to do my grocery shopping again. I always like putting a little bit of salt when I'm making sweets. I think that the little bit of salt always enhances the flavor a lot. Do you like my spatula? This is one of the things that I bought, one of the souvenirs that I bought from myself in my last trip to Spain. And this is my hometown, Cordoba in Spain. It's a very Moorish place. So, and that's where the orange comes. You know, the city is full of orange trees, and in spring when the trees blossom, the smell of the orange blossom it brings me such warm and fond memories. All right. So always when you're making something sweet, whether it's baked or fried, dry ingredients, wet ingredients. So we've got 3 cups and a third, which is 500 grams of flour, plain flour, please, in this case. We've got 2 teaspoons of baking powder and 1 cup of sugar. Again, if you find that you think it's too much sugar, please put a little bit less. There's no problem. So now what we're going to do, we're going to get the juice of the orange. Now, when you want to get juice from any type of citrus, I advise you to always, the first thing you have to do is wash it really well. I've got one of these at home. This is very good because you can put it in the top rack of your dishwasher, so it will always be disinfected. And it's very good that you do that with some hot water. I'm doing this. You can hear the noise. If I move the camera too much, I don't want to make you dizzy. Thank you for watching. I'm so excited. Thank you. I can't say anymore. I had a really emotional week with your messages, and I received a photo from one of my participants in one of my physical classes. She made this amazing seafood paella. I will share the photo of her paella, and her face, I mean, I won't share her face, but her face said everything to me, the happiness that she had. So that was really special, you know, and I had people contacting me directly through Messenger saying, Where are you? That's what I said about yesterday. Okay, so to get the most juice, whether it's an orange, a lime, a lemon, any citrus, always roll it. I mean, if you've seen my classes before, you probably are tired of hearing me say this, but I never know who is in here. And it's a lovely massage for my hands. Now, I'm just going to give you a quick tip. I'm not going to use the peel of the orange today because I'm going to use orange blossom water. But when you are grating the peel of an orange or a lemon or a lime, see the grater? Put it the other side. And you grate like this. And I tell you what happened. See? You've got all the grating here. Whether if you do it like this, it goes everywhere, even if you have a bowl. So it works better, it's cleaner, it's more efficient to do it this way. I'm just going to put it in because we're not going to waste anything. Now I've decided to use fresh orange juice, but you can also use juice from that that you buy at the store. But I've decided to do it fresh, and I think I've proven is the juice of one orange. But we're going to check it now anyway. Proving to be difficult. I've got one of these. I don't know what sort of juice that you've got. This is a wedding present. And you know what? My husband and I celebrated yesterday being together as a couple, not married, for 21 years. And he said to me, where did the time go? Yeah. I think we've got. So we need 1/3 of a cup, about 80 mils. Well, this, yeah, it's about, we're going to put it all in there. It's about that. A little bit more, but it doesn't matter. It's okay. And now we're going to go and do the eggs. If you live in the Bay Area, Hoover Ranch, best eggs ever. Pasture raised, fresh, really nice. And you see that I broke it on a flat surface? That's what you want to do. Never break your egg on the edge of any surface. Eggs have got this beautiful membrane that protect the inside, and that's why they keep fresh for so long. If you break it too fast, you can let bacteria go in, and you don't want bacteria to go in. So just what you want to do is to crack it. You don't want to break it. And then you just break it or open it with your hands. Now, I've got a piece you might not see because it's tiny. So I'm going to use the other part of the egg to get it out. There we have it. Now, my children in my classes love this because I always say, oh, look, it's magic. It's proven to be quite stubborn. Okay. I'm going to give this a quick mix. I thought I had a fork. You know, I've been in the kitchen since 9:30 this morning and I thought I was really ready, but I am not. Now, another trick. When you beat in an egg, you don't need to use the whole arm. You just need to use this. And what I do to control myself is I put my elbow close to the side part of my body. So I only move this. It is more efficient and you beat it up. And we're going to put the egg in here. I didn't make the well. I forgot. So the idea is you make a well in the dry ingredients, but I didn't. So, oops. And now we're going to strain. Now we're going to strain the the oil. Smells so good. So do you see? So we're going to strain it. And it is really infused. Really nice. And we've got one more ingredient to put in. I'm going to put a teaspoon of orange blossom water. And we're going to fry the Roscos in that pot. Orange blossom water. Here it is. You can buy in most Middle Eastern stores sell it. A lot of the kitchen stores sell it these days as well. Some supermarkets you might find it as well. So very important in some Middle Eastern cooking, and of course anything in the south of Spain we use it because we have a lot of influence. After all, the Moors lived in that part of Spain for 700 years. So this is where all this influence comes from. Right, let's start the fun. We're gonna mix it. I like a bigger bowl, but I've decided to use this one today because so you could see better what I'm doing. The idea is that we put it together as much as we can. You might be thinking, oh, that looks very dry. You'll be surprised. So I'm just checking. I always have a small list because I don't want to forget anything, yeah? Everybody is happy? Everything is going well? I love to hear what you do, how you're going, if you're liking. If you've got any questions, please ask me. We can do a little sharing live session later if you guys want at the end. I know some of you wanted to be live with me. I just need the screen for people to see, and until I get more sophisticated. Well, this is looking good. I'm going to keep using my spatula until I have gathered all the ingredients together. And I always help myself with two. Isn't this gorgeous, made with love? One of my students gave it to me after a class. Wasn't she gorgeous? Okay, here we go. Let's start working with our hands now. The idea is just to get it together. This is actually quite wet. It's funny, isn't it? That little extra orange juice. But it doesn't matter. We can put a little bit of flour on the bench. I'm going to keep going in the bowl. So do you see what I'm doing? I'm just sort of folding and I'm pushing and I'm turning it around. So what we're going to do, I'm going to put some flour on my mat. Okay. All very rustic, as you can see. But the idea is that we're together in the kitchen. Now, I know I can see a lot of Spanish-speaking people. I promise I'm going to record this in Spanish so you can all enjoy. But because I'm helping my local community, I had to do it in English to start with. But I promise I'll do Spanish. Now we're going to knead. You need to knead this for good 10 minutes or so. Now, when you're kneading, you always fold and push. And you turn around, you fold and push, you fold and push. No matter what sort of dough you're working with, whether it's cookies or biscuits or bread, or for pastries or for pies, always you fold and you push. Now, this needs a long time to go, and it also needs to rest. So you need to knead this for about 10 minutes. I don't want you to be looking at me for about 10 minutes kneading. I think you can do that by yourself. So what I'm going to do now is, what are we going to do now? Well, I went ahead and I made another one this morning. That's why I knew that this was very wet, because the one I made this morning, isn't this beautiful? My sister made them for me. They're gorgeous. She's so talented. Sorry about that. Okay, so I made one this morning. And I have to give you, and I actually finished kneading it with my stand mixer, and I used the hook attachment. And I kneaded for an extra, after I did that, I kneaded for about 5 minutes. And it got perfect. So if you've got a stand mixer, if you've got to that point that we got before, just put it in the stand mixer, which is what I'm going to do with this when I finish the class. So we're going to put some oil to fry our little donuts. It's a bit sticky, isn't it? So we don't need this anymore. I'm going to use the same pot. This is called a perol. It's a traditional pot from my hometown as well. You can buy the big ones. It's just like it looks like a wok, doesn't it? Okay. Now, when I cook sweets, I use, or when I fry in general, I like using this light olive oil. It's not a strong flavor, and I'm gonna put it in a sort of medium high. So whatever you've got your high, in the middle. For me, it's in between 8 and 7. And we're gonna put enough oil so we can fry it. And I'm gonna add a little bit of lemon peel as well, because it gives it a really nice flavor. And then we get it out when we finish. When you're going to make something sweet and you need to use oil, whether it's for frying or to add, always do this. Infuse the oil with a little bit of lemon peel. You will love the flavor. It's so much nicer. So what we have to do now, we're going to start making the Roscos. I'm just going to put a little bit of oil in, I'm just going to reuse this measuring cup so I don't have to wash anything else. Just a little bit of oil in your hands. Not too much, just a little. And you just want to make about a plum size. And you just roll it. We're going to make a few, and then you can finish this at home. And I will put the video in YouTube. So if you look for me, Carmen's Organic Kitchen, I'll put it there, and I'll put it also on IGTV, and it will stay in Facebook for a while. So, okay, sorry, I did it too fast. Okay, so we've got our bowl, approximately the size of a plum. Don't make it too big because it will be raw in the inside. It will take too long to fry, and we don't want that to happen. So what you do, once you've got these, you get a little bit of oil, and just with your finger, and get the children and the whole family. You can all make Roscos, and Don't worry if you think that they're too big, because they're going to expand a little bit. In fact, I saw another recipe the other day, and they didn't rest the dough. They rested the Roscos for about half an hour. So you can do it either way. You can either make the Roscos and then leave them dry, rest for about half an hour. Don't forget to cover them, please, so they don't dry out. Or you can do what I did. You leave the dough rest, and then you, I'm going to do about, I think I can fit about 5 in my pot. So again, I made some Jewish dumplings last night. They were beautiful. I'm also making the most of this time, trying new things, and I made some Hungarian goulash, and I remember seeing my sister-in-law, Susanna, who is from Croatia, making the dumplings one, and I thought, oh, hang on, I'm going to make goulash. I'll make the dumplings. And I found this beautiful Jewish recipe. I didn't know that it was. See how they look? Actually, sorry, I'll put them here so you can see how they look. I've got the habit to put everything at the back, and you can see. I apologize. I'll get better at it. I'm going to turn the heat a little bit, because this this pot is very thin, and with the electric I can really smell that the oil is ready. So I'm gonna try to put the camera closer so you can see. So get the whole family involved making Roscos. Imagine I've got 2 loads to make, but I thought making it double, because I want to make enough to give a friend of mine who is obviously at home with 4 little kids, and I can only imagine how busy. I'm sure they don't need the extra sugar, but at least, you know, I feel that I can do something to make her life a bit better. So I told her I'm gonna leave them at her doorstep. I'm not going to even call, because I'll be too tempted to give her a hug, and we'll do that later when we can. It's not long to go. We'll get over it all together. I'm finding that I'm really enjoying the 3 meals that we have as a family, you know, something that we haven't done for so long. Because not even when my daughter is not at school, my husband is always working. So the 2 of us, yes, but my husband never has the opportunity. Okay, I've got 7. I think I've got enough. I'm going to see whether we can see a bit more of that pot. I'm going to get this. No. I'm going to take this out. You know what I realized? I'm not wearing my apron today, because I went and ran to make my bed before I started the class, and I forgot to put my apron on. So we're going to fry them. I think it's better if the if the oil is not too sort of medium high, because you want them to cook in the middle. I'm going to put some in here. Let's see how many can I fit. Of course, this is not a very healthy meal, but it doesn't have to be healthy. It has to be beautiful. And it's Easter after all. So I'm just going to quickly show you how they fry. We're going to turn them around, you know, in a couple of minutes. And now I'm going to do the same with, there we have it. So I've got I've got a bowl in here. I'm going to put some sugar. I put the dough a little bit further back. I'm going to put a little bit of sugar in this bowl. I'm running out of sugar. I've been baking so much. I need to go to the shops. So this is to dust them, but I have also got this tray with some paper and a cooling rack, and I'm going to be using this to drain a little bit the oil. Oh, this smell is fabulous. You know, I'm gonna have to. Oh, nice. Oh, you don't know the memories that this smell brings to me. It's incredible. The smell brings so many memories to me. It's incredible. I love it. Some of you who know about this recipe will probably be thinking, oh my God, how delicious is that? And they make sure that you make the holes really big, because they close down. It's like the baking powder does the same chemical process that it does when you bake a cake. So they expand. See, I'm making it a little bit bigger now because they expand quite a bit. And just try to make them all the same way, but it doesn't matter, just whichever. Geez, I'm going to be using my hands a lot today. And I made so many dumplings last night. I've got a whole tray of dumplings for another time. My husband just walked in, but he doesn't want to say hi. All right, let's see how this is going. Really nice. I don't know if you can see how they look. Might see if I can show them to you a little bit. See how they look? I'm going to get them out. I want to make sure that they fried in the inside, but not too much. Because you want them to be soft in the middle. And this, you will be surprised, they're quite soft. I'm going to get out. I'm going to start putting more in there because I have to fry this and the other lot. But I'm going to finish the process. I don't want them to burn. I'm going to put another batch. I might have to slow down the heat a bit because they're burning too fast. Okay, so what we do with them now, when you can handle them and they go a little bit cold, we're going to pass them through sugar, and we're not going to have this for lunch. We're going to have this for afternoon tea, as we say in Australia, merienda in Spanish, para merendar, or as an afternoon snack, or just as a treat. Breakfast, maybe. I remember when I was little and my mother used to make them that I was eating Roscos all day long. I'm just waiting for those to cool down a little bit so I can sort of handle them and I don't burn my fingers. So always, be mindful, yeah? You don't burn your fingers. So the idea is you just put some sugar around. Let me grab a clean plate. Sorry. I didn't get the most beautiful plate that I've got in my house, but so you just create your little process at home, and that's what you do. You fry, you pass them through the sugar, or you fry them all and then you pass them through the sugar once you finish frying them. Sorry, I don't want these to burn. No, they're going well. Yeah. They don't take much, just about a minute or so. So let me get this batch out, and then I finish off. I'm just gonna finish this one, and then how about we try one? Roscos Fritos. So I'm going to leave it here. I hope that you have enjoyed the class. And if you want to know anything else, please let me know. Show me your photos if you make them. I will try to put the recipe in Facebook, in YouTube, in my blog, on my blog if I can. But as I said to you, I will load the video in IGTV and in YouTube, in my YouTube channel today, so you can see it. And I just wanted to let you know, I'll be here on Tuesday as well at 11 a.m. as I've been doing Pacific, US Pacific time. And the idea that I have got, and I hope you like it, is I'm gonna make simple guacamole and pico de gallo. We're gonna make that next Tuesday, which is super easy, with the idea that you have that ready the following week, which is Easter Tuesday, and we're gonna make fish tacos. In this period of time during Easter time, a lot of cultures don't eat meat, and if you don't eat it for your choice or whatever, or for religion, fish tacos are a really good option to have. So next Tuesday we're gonna make simple guacamole and pico de gallo, and then on the following Tuesday we're gonna make fish tacos that I actually bake them. So we're gonna marinate the fish, we're gonna let it sit, we're gonna put it in the oven. They're a lot healthier than other types of fish tacos that normally go fried, and we're gonna make con tortillas by hand. That will be the second Tuesday, so it's gonna be a 2 weeks work. So if you want to know if you would like me to cook something else for you, as long as the enclosure or sheltered in place, as we say here in California, is still going on, I'm gonna be here twice a week. I'll try to give you what I think is interesting and you can do at home. But if you've got any interest of a particular recipe that you would like to see, or that you would like to learn, or if you had a look at my blog and you want me to repeat something, please let me know. I'll be delighted. So keep track of my stories with all those Easter activities that I'm going to be sharing with you. I hope you like the recipe. I'll see you back on Tuesday, and then next Thursday we're gonna make hot cross buns. And now I'm going to enjoy and see how they are. I tell you what, a cup of coffee, and it just brought me to my childhood. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, remember, stay home, wash your hands, and eat well and be happy. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. And I'm finishing here too.